Hi guys, let's have some fun. Roald Dahl, Revolting Rhymes. I'm going to read two stories. The first is Little Red Riding Hood and the Wolf. And before I forget, because I might, here's one of the illustrations. Okay, that's not Little Red Riding Hood. That's the wolf. As soon as Wolf began to feel that he would like a decent meal, he went and knocked on Grandma's door. When Grandma opened it, she saw the sharp white teeth, the horrid grin, and Wolfie said, "May I come in?" Poor Grandmama was terrified. "He's going to eat me up!" she cried. And she was absolutely right. He ate her up in one big bite. But Grandmama was small and tough, and Wolfie, well, that's not enough. "I haven't yet begun to feel that I have had a decent meal." He ran around the kitchen yelping, "I've got to have another helping," then added with a frightful leer, "I'm therefore going to wait right here till little Miss Red Riding Hood comes home from walking in the wood." He quickly put on Grandma's clothes. Of course he hadn't eaten those. Silly person. There she is. He dressed himself in coat and hat, he put on shoes, and after that, he even brushed and curled his hair, then sat himself in Grandma's chair. In came the little girl in red. She stopped, she stared, and then she said, "What great big ears you have, Grandma!" "All the better to hear you with," the wolf replied. "What great big eyes you have, Grandma!" said Little Red Riding Hood. "All the better to see you with," the wolf replied. He sat there watching her and smiled. He thought, "I'm going to eat this child. Compared with her old grandmama, she's going to taste like caviar." Then Little Red Riding Hood said, "But Grandma, what a lovely, great big furry coat you have on." "That's wrong," said Wolf. "Have you forgot to tell me what big teeth I've got?" "Oh well, no matter what you say, I'm going to eat you anyway." The small girl smiles. One eyelid flickers. She whips a pistol from her knickers. She aims it at the creature's head, and bang, bang, bang! She shoots him dead. A few weeks later, in the wood, I came across Miss Riding Hood. But what a change! No cloak of red, no silly hood upon her head. She said, "Hello, and do please note my lovely, furry, wolfskin coat." She is styling. Go ahead, girl. No, I love that. The smoking gun. Okay, the next story. The Three Little Pigs. The animal I really dig above all others is the pig. Pigs are noble, pigs are clever, pigs are courteous. However, now and then to break this rule, one meets a pig who is a fool. What, for example, would you say if strolling through the woods one day, right there in front of you, you saw a pig who built his house of straw? The wolf who saw it licked his lips and said, "That pig has had his chips. Little pig, let me come in." "No, no, by the hairs of my chinny chin chin." "Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in." The little pig began to pray, but Wolfie blew his house away. He shouted, "Bacon, pork, and ham! Oh, what a lucky wolf I am!" And though he ate the pig quite fast, he carefully kept the tail till last. In fact, there he is. Nom, 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 nom. Wolf wandered on, a trifle bloated. Surprise, surprise! For soon he noted another little house for pigs, and this one had been built of twigs. Little pig, let me come in." "No, no, by the hairs of my chinny chin chin." "Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in." The wolf said, "Okay, here we go." He then began to blow and blow. The little pig began to squeal. He cried, "Oh, wolf, you've had one meal. Why can't we talk and make a deal?" The wolf replied, "Not on your Nelly." And soon the pig was in his belly. "Two juicy little pigs," Wolf cried. "But still, I am not satisfied. I know full well my tummy's bulging, but oh, how I adore indulging. So creeping quietly as a mouse, the wolf approached another house, a house which also had inside a little piggy trying to hide. But this one, piggy number 3, was bright and brainy as could be. No straw for him, no twigs or sticks. This pig had built his house of bricks. "You'll not get me!" the piggy cried. "I'll blow you down!" the wolf replied. "You'll need," pig said, "a lot of puff, and I don't think you've got enough." Wolf huffed and puffed and blew and blew. The house stayed up as good as new. "If I can't blow it down," Wolf said, "I'll have to blow it up instead. I'll come back in the dead of night and blow it up with dynamite." Pig cried, "You brute! I might have known." Then picking up the telephone, he dialed as quickly as he could the number of Red Riding Hood. I think you guys will remember her. She was wearing a really fancy coat a minute ago. "Hello," she said. "Who's speaking? Who?" "Oh, hello, Piggy. How do you do?" Pig cried, "I need your help, Miss Hood. Oh, help me, please. Do you think you could?" "I'll try, of course," Miss Hood replied. "What's on your mind?" "Oh, wolf!" Pig cried. "I know you've dealt with wolves before, and now I've got one at my door." "My darling Pig," she said, "my sweet, that's something really up my street. I've just begun to wash my hair, but when it's dry I'll be right there." A short while later, through the wood, came striding brave Miss Riding Hood. The wolf stood there, his eyes ablaze and yellowish like mayonnaise. His teeth were sharp, his gums were raw, and spit was dripping from his jaw. Once more the maiden's eyelid flickers. She draws the pistol from her knickers. Once more she hits the vital spot and kills him with a single shot. Pig, peeping through the window, stood and yelled, "Well done, Miss Riding Hood!" Ah, Piglet, you must never trust young ladies from the upper crust. For now, Miss Riding Hood, one notes, not only has 2 wolfskin coats, but when she goes from place to place, she has a pigskin traveling case. That chick is nice gold. So that was Roald Dahl, and I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. Have a nice night.